Hello everyone, Christian here with Pipe Doctor Home Services. Today we're replacing this mini split system. Right now I'm just pumping it down. Pressure's at 11 psi, 9. Okay, I'm about to close it. Okay, and we'll close it now. There we go. Closed. Now we'll shut the power off to this thing. Bam. I think what I'm gonna do as far as electrical wise goes is just put this whip into a disconnect. That way there's a disconnect here next to the unit, but we'll see. I'm gonna finish getting this thing disconnected. Okay, so it's been like 20 minutes. Got the unit out the way, line set disconnected, the wiring. I've got the power coming in, just hanging over the fence there, and then just a bit left from the indoor unit. So I'm gonna go take that off the wall now, and then we'll get started with getting all this. I'll try and clean this up and see if I can either level this pad out or the pad I'm gonna put on it. And then we'll start getting outdoor unit installed because the skies aren't looking good today. It's supposed to start raining at some point. Hopefully I can do this before that happens. Okay, so I'd gotten the outdoor or the indoor unit disconnected, and then bracket looked like it was the same. Customer said I could use the same bracket if I wanted to. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, why not? They look like they're the same. It'll probably work just fine. And I didn't pay enough attention to the two brackets. Mine's just a little bit smaller, it looks like. So I sat there for like 15-20 minutes trying to put a let's see, where's this one? Trying to put the indoor unit on the bracket that's not for that unit. You know, trying to find out, why the heck isn't this thing going on there? Well, because it's not meant for that bracket. But it's only a little bit of space, and then it goes into concrete, his wall. So I'm just gonna get some Tapcons drilled into his wall instead, and then we'll hang the unit on the wall and keep moving. Okay, so I got the indoor unit done. Now I'm working on getting all that stuff over there and getting it set up. I've got most of the stuff over there. I'm just getting some Tapcons and such from the van, and I'm gonna start strapping the unit to the pad here in a minute, and strapping the line set cover to the wall, and then get line set ran and get this thing starting to pull back because the wind's starting to pick up and the clouds are getting darker. Okay, so just marked using a level. I held a level on the other side of this fitting here and marked where I need to drill the holes for this thing. And this wasn't foamed in, but I've got some fill foam. I'm gonna foam it in now, or once I get all this ran. But it looks like with the level, it looks crooked, but it is level, so it's probably gonna look a little weird. But I'm gonna get these holes drilled in, and then get this thing attached to the wall and start running a whole line set cover and keeping this moving. Okay, so there you go. See, it's level. To me, it kind of looks a little crooked, but level says it's good. Now I'll get the rest of the line set cover run and start making all the connections. All right, so now I'm putting the line set cover on. I got that hole drilled and put in, Tapcon, got this one put in. And again, this thing looks like it's crooked, but the level says it's straight, so we'll see. I think it's gonna look a little funny. Okay, so I've got the line set cut. I can't really get the pad level because the pad underneath it's split in two, and the wall cinder block, and we've tried screwing a bracket to the wall before on cinder block, doesn't work, because all I've got is just Tapcons. Right now I'm just flaring the pipe. Got this one done. Now we'll do this one, and then we'll get the pipe connected to the outdoor unit and start. We'll do a pressure test and start pulling a vacuum on the system. And then while that's going on, we'll get the wiring done, and then the drain is also done. I just gotta tape all this together. Okay, so I got the first one hooked up. I'm just tightening it up right now. I don't have an actual torque wrench. This is my torque wrench. So just tighten it as tight as I can get it, and get the other one hooked up, and then like I said, we'll do a pressure test on this line set and evap and make sure that nothing's leaking. Okay, so after a bit of trouble, I pressure tested the system, and I had to redo both of those flare fittings, or flare connections. Now I just turned the vacuum pump on, and I just closed the, closed gas ballast. 270 valve cores out, valve core removal tool, vacuum hose, 1/2 inch inside diameter. I'll let this run for a little bit while I try to get the electrical hooked up now that I don't have a leak anymore, which is great. Okay, so I've got all that set. I just need to wire the surge protector and everything together right there, and then wire all this into the unit right here. But I've got the valve core removal tool closed right now, so I'm just reading microns on the line set in the indoor unit, and it was at like 200, 220, something like that, and it's just been dropping down a little bit. It hasn't gone back up at all yet, so vacuum should be good. So I'm gonna get all this disconnected and out of my way, and then just finish up with the wiring and get this thing opened up here and turned on, get it running, get this all done. Get this all done for the day. Ignore that, you didn't hear that. Okay, so as far as wiring this up goes, I'm just gonna use some of those lever connectors over there, or Wagos, whatever. I've got my line side wired up, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use these 2 wires. Instead of trying to stuff a bunch of wires together in there, I'll just use these 2 wires here, and use like 2 of those Wagos that have 5 connections. And wire all these blacks up together, wire this green into ground, and then wire these white and the red here to my white here, which will be my neutral. Get this wired up, and then get this plugged in, and we'll be all done.